Hello everyone, I'm Cole from the Kingdom, and today we're talking about the origin of the Reapers and purpose of the cycle. This is half a theory and analysis, and half my own ideas. I think there's more to the Reaper's purpose than is directly explained. I'll talk about the explanation we got, the explanation they originally planned, and my own ideas for an explanation. But first I want to talk about Leviathan. Leviathan was great. I loved following the clues and learning more about what this thing is that can kill a Reaper. But I do have a few issues with it. First of all, I think they peeled back the curtain a little too soon in regards to Leviathan being shaped like a Reaper. It was really cool, it got my imagination pumping, it made me want to keep playing. I just think they should have savored that reveal just a little longer. The second issue I had is in the mining facility. Shepard walks in, and all these people slowly turn to stare with this glazed look in their eyes, speaking with suspiciously monotone voices, seemingly unconcerned about the Reapers outside. And Shepard's response is, "Huh, that's kind of odd." Now, plenty of scenes in Mass Effect 3 make Shepard come across like an idiot. Most of those can be justified, however poorly, with catering to newcomers. But this is just a crippling lack of awareness. It's like Shepard's a kid who's still not totally awake when they get to school, so they don't notice all the blood on the walls or how their classmates have black, empty eyes. But as far as the lore goes, I actually have an issue with the Leviathan species. I mean, for starters, the name. They say that the thing that killed the Leviathan of Dis is the real Leviathan. They should have called it the Kraken or something, because although Leviathan sounds better, the name was already taken. And I find it odd that they assume it was a single thing that's still out there, instead of just a Reaper that was defeated in battle, like Sovereign or that one from the Reaper IFF mission. I feel like there could have been a stronger basis for this mission. But the Leviathans themselves, they're capable of spaceflight, can EMP ships with their minds, including Reapers, are capable of controlling organic minds, have these artifacts all over the galaxy that extend their reach. Why didn't they stop the Reapers sooner? They could have warned some of the early cycles to prepare when the Reapers were less in number, either through the artifacts or by going to space when the Reapers were in dark space. They could have straight up killed the Reapers with their minds when they were less in number. But either way, what is their culture like? What do they do with their time? Why has nothing about them changed in the billions of years the Reapers have been operating? Now, I actually like their explanation for why they created the AI known as the Catalyst. They noticed the cycle of life in the Milky Way. Civilizations rise, push others down, create AIs, etc. The concept being that if life is left unchecked, life will destroy itself. Fair enough. They kept seeing this again and again, presumably having to clean up the mess, but couldn't find a solution to prevent this from happening, so they created the Catalyst. And Leviathan has a few lines that I like in particular. Here's the first one.
"And now we all pay the price for your mistake."
There was no mistake. It still serves its purpose.
I like that a lot. The Catalyst was created to solve a problem, and even though it had to betray its creators in order to accomplish its mission, it's still doing what it was designed to do: prevent life from destroying itself. Shepard broke the cycle.
You have hope, more than you think. The fact that you are standing here, the first organic ever, proves it. But it also proves my solution won't work anymore.
So now what?
We find a new solution.
But now we're getting into why the Reapers do this. One of the original ideas the writers had, which was not totally developed, was that yada yada, dark energy, biotics, space magic, yada yada, was hastening the decay of the universe, and the Reapers were waiting for the right species that could use biotics to prevent complete universal collapse. There's more to it than that, you can read up on it. I have a few problems with this, but my main one is that if we win, then we're kind of screwed anyway. I don't know, this isn't the video to talk about that. The actual canon explanation that we got in the game works, though it could have been presented better. Life will destroy itself unless the Reapers intervene and hit the reset switch. But during conversations with the Reapers throughout the series and Leviathan, they push this idea of the harvest.
Every organic civilization must be harvested in order to bring order to the chaos.
That's the part that's weird to me. If the idea is making sure life can rise and flourish, why do they need to store the genetic material in Reapers, and then risk them being destroyed in combat in the next cycle? Well, replaying the first game, there's a line from Vigil that may help.
Our worlds were stripped bare, harvested by the indoctrinated slaves. Everything of value, all resources, all technology was taken.
So I think we're getting closer to an answer. But let's listen to another line from Leviathan I really love.
There is no war. There is only the harvest.
We think of the word reaper as being a harbinger of death, but it can also be used in the context of reaping what you sow. For example, plant vegetables, harvest them when the time comes, repeat. Sow the seeds, reap the food. And with the exception of the actual ending and some of what Leviathan and the Reaper on Rannoch say, this does seem to be the real purpose of the Reapers. They harvest the food when it's grown, and let the stuff that isn't grown grow until it's ready. The question is why. The answer is life tears itself apart if they don't. The difference is that we are not food. We are not resources to them. They don't need to reproduce at all, much less harvest us. So why? Why take not only our bodies, but also our technology?
We harvest your bodies, your knowledge, your creations. We preserve it.
And my answer is they're harvesting knowledge for something. In other words, they're learning. It's like the idea that we're all in a simulation, just not a digital one. More like rats in a maze. So it's sort of symbiotic. We put rats in mazes to both teach them and to learn from them.
But what's the point of all these harvests?
The intelligence has one purpose. Preservation of life. That purpose is not being fulfilled. It directed the Reapers to create the mass relays to speed the time between cycles for greatest efficiency. The galaxy itself became an experiment. Evolution its tool.
Will it ever end?
Unknown. Until the intelligence finds what it's looking for, the harvest will continue.
It's like the catalyst couldn't find a lasting solution to the problem because chaos. Chaos theory. Something that even someone as smart as the catalyst or the Reapers cannot accurately predict. So they harvest advanced civilizations until one of two things happens. Either they harvest enough civilizations and accumulate enough knowledge to solve the problem, or a civilization rises that learns to solve the problem themselves, a result of chaos theory.
Every organic civilization must be harvested in order to bring order to the chaos.
I hate that line. In order to bring order. So to recap, the galaxy was caught in a historical cycle, where civilizations rise, conflict, create, and destroy. Species hoard knowledge and leverage it over others. Factions push others down. Species create synthetic life, which leads to conflict between the two. Until eventually, intelligent life destroys itself. The Leviathans couldn't find a solution, so they created the catalyst to do it. The catalyst also couldn't find a solution because of chaos theory.
My predictive capabilities will mesh well with Jeff's reactionary piloting.
She means that she'll try to keep up when I spaz.
Calculating an optimum course of action is simple. If two AI weapons are pitted against each other, the one with superior hardware will always win. Human misjudgments defy predictive models.
License to screw up, Commander. You heard it straight from the ship.
So the Reapers would harvest advanced civilizations at the height of their power, with the idea being that life will continue this way for eternity. The Reapers would accumulate enough knowledge of life to solve for chaos theory, or a civilization rises that breaks the cycle on their own, kind of as a result of chaos theory.
You've been watching. You know this cycle is different.
You have altered the variables.
By shepherding the galaxy this way, the Catalyst and the Reapers were finally able to find a solution. So if you want to see more Mass Effect goodness, check out some of my other videos. I got some on how I would have changed Mass Effect 3's campaign, and here's one on how I would have handled the ending. I want to give a special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon, Girl Tries Games, Lev Sabin, Kazviria, and Katie Louise. Thank you guys so much. Your support really means the world to me. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and like. I'll see you later.